Hey folks, Kellen Nitro here for Nitromaniac TV's wrestling channel. Figured we were going to try something a little different going into Survivor Series this year. Survivor Series 2017. It's time for predictions. Everybody else on the internet's making them, so I'm going to throw my name in the hat and throw out some predictions for the card on Sunday, what I think will happen, and who will be the sole survivor of Survivor Series of 2017. Survivors in plural. I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Pre-show match, Enzo Amore versus Kalisto for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. I can't see Amore losing the belt here. Kalisto, I think it'll be a good match, but I think the belt's back on Amore for a while. That's all I'm going to say about that. The Battle of the Mid-Card Champions, you have The Miz with the Miztourage versus Baron Corbin, the U.S. Champion. Good little build for this coming up. If you go back through all the social media posts between the two, it's been probably one of the most entertaining builds for any match on this card. I'm going to go with The Miz getting the win out of this one, just due to the fact that I think Baron Corbin these two are both phenomenal heels. I think something's going to happen where Corbin, I think, is probably the most or the more hated out of the two, and the Miztourage will be involved in it in some way. So that's my prediction. I think the Miz will beat Baron Corbin. The women will clash. The Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus the brand new SmackDown Live Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. I think this one will go SmackDown Live's way. I think Charlotte's got a whole bunch of momentum coming off of the title win this past Tuesday night. It's a situation where I think Bliss could lose this and then not really be hurt too much by it. I know a lot of people have been bringing up in the days forward, what if there's a scenario where Carmella comes in and cashes in and takes both belts because of the Money in the Bank thing. I don't think that for that to happen, it would be a real stretch of the storyline. I think if she cashes in, it would be against Charlotte at some point during this match. However, I don't fathom Survivor Series being the spot for the cash-in. I see that more as like either a Royal Rumble or definitely a WrestleMania thing next year in New Orleans. But right now, I don't really see, because she's got to try and establish herself now with Ellsworth leaving the company as that heel with just a singular purpose, and being involved in the 5-on-5 match a little later on. I don't predict a cash-in at all. I think that Charlotte will beat Alexa Bliss clean on Sunday. The Shield versus the New Day in a battle of the most prolific three-man groups this decade in WWE. Because if you look back at the beginning of the decade, the Shield, and then after the Shield disbanded, it was the New Day for the 3 years after that. So this is kind of a dream matchup that they have concocted, the matchmakers at WWE. I will go ahead and say that the Shield will win, just due to the fact that this will be the first pay-per-view appearance of the Shield back reunited as a three-man unit. Don't forget, this was supposed to happen at TLC, but Roman contracted the illness and was out for some time. Just came back this past week, so safe bet, the safe money is to go with the Shield in this matchup, and I am going to follow the safe money. Raw Tag Team Champions versus SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. The Usos are SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. The Raw Tag Team Champions are Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar. This match, I think I'm going to go with SmackDown Live Tag Champs, the Usos in this, just because of the Bar. I think there's going to be some outside interference. Maybe the Shield will run in and cost the Bar to match up in this. So that's kind of my prediction with this. I think the Usos will topple the Bar this weekend at Survivor Series, but it'll be a great match either way. The Battle of the Champions. The Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the brand new WWE Champion AJ Styles. With AJ getting added to this match, it adds a very interesting extra wrinkle to it, in my opinion. I think now you have possibly a better story being told between Lesnar and Styles than there would be between Lesnar and Mahal. That being said, I think Lesnar will walk out with the victory because this is almost telegraphed. Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers are going to get involved in this in some way and cost AJ the match. I think that it'll be a very competitive match. I don't expect it to go any longer than maybe 15 minutes on the pay-per-view, but I think something will happen that Jinder Mahal will come out and cost AJ Styles the match, and Brock Lesnar will walk out the victor. It should be very interesting. You have the power guy versus the noted speedster high flyer. I expect, honestly, this match might be a sleeper for match of the year if they can put this together. It's got the potential to build up to it, and following what we've seen at TLC. With Balor and AJ, it'll be just a string of great match of the year candidates that all feature AJ Styles, and I think this one will be added to that long legacy for sure. The women's 10-man elimination tag, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. In that matchup, I think what we will see is Team SmackDown getting the win in that matchup in the Raw on the side. Now, of course, the big question will be, who will be the fifth member? The fifth member of Team... Now, of course, the big question will be, who will be the fifth member of Team SmackDown? My prediction on that one is, it won't be Paige. It won't be Natalya as well. I have a feeling that if Ember Moon does not walk out of NXT TakeOver with the NXT Women's Belt, I think this might be her call up to the main roster. So my prediction will be for the fifth member of Team SmackDown to be Ember Moon as the brand new addition to the SmackDown Live Women's Division. And she'll be making her debut as a member of the SmackDown Live roster at Survivor Series. That's just my prediction with that. I think if I have to name a sole survivor, if it gets down to that, on the SmackDown Live side, let's have it with Becky Lynch versus Asuka, and Becky maybe pins Asuka for the first time and ends the streak. That's going out on a limb. That's total off the wall, whatever. But it builds up something potentially very interesting between the two brands going forward if they wanted to continue something going into like Rumble season and that stuff to get some heat off that and whatever. Realistically, if Asuka's involved in this match, either her side, though, would probably win, or she'd be involved in such a decision that it's like a count out or a double elimination or something that just, she ends up leaving the match and her record is not scratched at all in this. So watch for that this weekend. And for the men's 10-man tag, Raw and SmackDown, I will take Team Raw to get the ultimate win in this. Team SmackDown has done a great job, and Shane McMahon has done a great job of making his brand look like the heel brand towards Team Raw. Like, they were the first ones to invade on Monday Night Raw, and they were the aggressors throughout the whole Under Siege thing. And Raw just this past week came back and retaliated. So I think just because of that, I think just the way that the storylines work out, I think Team Raw will be the winning side. Now, as for sole survivors, I think that if you have Kurt Angle and Triple H as the sole survivors on the Raw side, that builds up a WrestleMania match between the two quite nicely, and that's rumored. You can have Triple H jump Kurt Angle after the decision and lay him out and that stuff, and then come out potentially the next night on Monday Night Raw and anoint Jason Jordan as the new Seth Rollins-esque authority endorsed figure, and they turf Kurt Angle anyway, because he was doing, in their mind, a shoddy job. I mean, that might be a way that I see it. That's a scenario that I'm going to propose forward tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. That's it. That's all my predictions for Survivor Series. Of course, Nitro's Takes. Stay tuned for the Nitro's Take, I should say. Well, Nitro's Takes this weekend, because we got NXT War Games on Saturday. We got Survivor Series on Sunday. I will have recap and opinion pieces on both up. Not instantaneously after the card, but in the hours after each event for sure. Going to be a great weekend of wrestling watching. So later days and happy wrestling watching, everybody. Enjoy Survivor Series weekend, and if you are lucky enough to be living in Houston and going to the show, enjoy. It's going to be great.